Hi everyone, Roy here. I thought I'd show you a new planting we're starting. I'm doing the herbaceous ground layer, northwind, all through here, working with alluvium, and they're doing the restoration of the recreation, restoration of the woodland area, and also the woody plantings. So it's quite a bit we're looking at. Some of that will be plugs. Is actually where the flag is. That's what we'll be planting today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. This is mostly going to be plugs, and we haven't quite figured out what that's going to be just yet. A meadow, we'll transition into a meadow. So we're working on that design right now, but it's going to be fun and exciting, and also the most interesting part for me is stewardship. It's how you care for these children that we're putting in. And that's always the case. I mean, it's exciting to put gardens in. A lot of people love designing, don't you? Just love being a designer. But we need people that just love being gardeners. And again, if I could go back to being 25 years old, I'd love to be a gardener. And I guess the reason is, once I'm a gardener and I got a good start with the design, whoever the designer was, it gave me a good start socially with the plants, then the garden all of a sudden becomes mine in about 8 to 10 years, because I keep changing it and gardening into the dynamics. So gardeners really are the life, they're the parents of the children. So, all right, we'll follow up on our planting and layout procedure. I'm gonna start spray painting, and I'll show you some of that in a little bit. Thanks. Well, we have the plants out. This is just a portion of plants mostly for this area. They're gonna come out and put the shrubs in, I believe, tomorrow. They'll be putting the shrubs in. And I've got my board set up. I did forget tape, so I'm actually gonna hold it down with 2 cans of paint. That's weight, so that'll work. And here's the plan I've got. So I've got, I'm gonna start spray paintings and get the plan down on the ground, and then start laying out plans so we can start drilling them in tomorrow. So I've got the plan. You can see it's more detailed. It's a more detailed garden. And I'll have field adjustments. I know I'll have field adjustments, especially along this side here that slopes down dramatically. This will be adjusted through here. All right, so let's get going. Thank you. Well, I'm unloading the truck right now. We have a couple of trucks of plants, and the Dutch push-pull hoe is a wonderful tool for weeding, but it also makes a great tool for grabbing flats that are in the truck. And as you get older, you don't have to jump up and down the Dutch push-pull hoe. And get it for pretty soon. You'll be able to barbecue with it for something. It's a wonderful tool. And I've got spray painting. You can see the spray painting. I've got some of the beds, larger areas painted out. I'll put the intermingling plants within that. Had some field adjustments. We're taking this small walnut tree out. That kind of gets in the way. They're bringing shrubs to screen the air conditioner unit, so I'm not going to do anything over there. But I've got the big patterns laid out. I had to make some field adjustments. My measurements on the wall, that wall down there, were 3 feet off on my measurements, so I had to make some field adjustments there. And then I realized it's going to rain tonight, so this might be a little hard to read, so I'm just going to take off and finish it tomorrow, the spray paint tomorrow. So we'll delay the planting one day. I'll spray paint, and we'll lay out plants tomorrow, and we'll plant on Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly Thursday. So that's field adjustments, weather adjustments. But I got momentum going, and I can kind of see where my changes are going to be. Light and shadows. I'm looking at light and shadows through the day. It's around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm going to see how the light shifts a little bit. But we're making transitional adjustments with sedges and stackies and Aster divaricata, so we can make changes in there. And this is basically a sedge matrix through here with Carex humilis and I think Carex Trimberg. I'm going to mix in Carex meadi for tints of blue. So we'll have little tints of blue with Carex meadi. It's a nice native sedge, upright. It'll add some nice features to the planting. So that's where I'm at right now. And we'll continue this tomorrow, and Gene and Emily will be here helping me lay plants out and do some more spray painting. All right. Now everybody will hear the wood chipper in the background. They're cleaning out some trees along Woodland Edge. So Gene and Emily are here laying plants out. We've got the spaces. We have opener for Sedges, Carex. We've got Crystal Blue Salvia mixed with East Friesland, Coreopsis Electric Avenue. I'll go through the patterns with you later because I need to keep spray painting the shade garden, but we're gaining on it. And then tomorrow we'll be here planting. Oh, by the way, the Walker's low. It's been here for quite a while. We're going to prune that down and let it rebloom with the plants as they're maturing a little bit. Okay, we got a good start. We made some field adjustments, which you always do. In fact, you look forward to field adjustments, you feel better. Well, we're finished for the day. We got most things laid out. There's Jean and Emily. They're deciding what we need to bring back tomorrow, so we always have loose ends, and the bed lines changed a little bit. Not too much, so we got to adapt to the changes in bed lines. A lot of the areas now, this will be the sedges going through. The opening will be putting groups of plants of penstemon, and then the Thalictrum dioicum through the center, so we'll have that. So the gaps and holes are basically sedges and grasses, and then shrubs going around the air conditioner unit. We'll have a list of everything, and then when we're done, we'll review the patterns together. I can show you what we planted, and then we'll keep moving and sharing. That's our goal, to plant and share with all of you what we do. And that doesn't mean we're perfect. In fact, we're far from perfect. But you know what? We enjoy what we do. And that's the key. And we're having fun. Hi everyone, it's the next day. We're right here. We've got our crew out installing the plants. You can see we're getting the patterns in. That's Salvia Crystal Blue with Salvia East Friesland. Mixed a couple of Salvia East Friesland with each pattern. And then Penstemon hirsutus in little moments of two scattered through there in Coreopsis Electric Avenue. And the Penstemon hirsutus is kind of scattered all through the center, going part shade into full sun. And then the shrubs are coming later. Lou will be putting shrubs around the air conditioner unit. So now we're planting. We're getting the plants in the ground so they can get familiar with where they're being asked to live. And then we'll put the sedges and grasses in between. We'll weave them, a river of sedges mostly. We got Spiralis heroides, Spiralis heterolepis in the backyard, keeping the profile low. So it's shaping up, and I think we got a good social system of living. The plants are all hopefully going to live in a good competitive nature with each other. And then after they compete a little bit, we'll do some gardening, and then we'll hopefully have compatibility. So we'll go from competitive, living well into each other, gardening to work with that, and then we have some compatibility, still gardening too at the same time. Now the gaps and holes you see, we're going to fill in with sedges and grasses. Millennia is going to go to Paul Peterson. I just want to give you a scope of the planting. There's Jean and Emily. And as we get across the drive, the sedges we're using are Carex humilis, Carex meati, and Carex trimberg. I'm not sure what trimberg is, but it's a beautiful sedge. It forms a carpet. Jeff Epping had it at Old Brook Botanic Garden. So this is kind of where we're at. There's the team finishing up the garden going down to the drive. So it's a nice sized garden. We got the patterns in, and again we're going to fill in with the sedges and grasses. We got Millennia Heidenbrot drifting all through there, and then around that way too we got Millennia Heidenbrot. I think it'll look pretty good, but it's still all about the stewardship, the watering, the carrots. It's again, these are your children, you know. So we got a good team, alluvium, that's going to be taking care of it. So we're very excited for them, and we're excited for us that we have a good team like them doing the stewardship. And we'll keep checking up on it, and we'll go over some of the patterns too. Okay, well, it's late afternoon. They're finishing up planting on the edge. We have a slight slope we have to plant tomorrow with some Coreopsis and Carex meati. So I think you can see the sedges, Carex humilis and trimberg drifting through. There's our wheelbarrow. Got music playing. And then we have the sedges drifting, just rivers of Carex meati, Carex humilis, Carex trimberg, drifting through the shade area. So all in all, I think we're off to got a good start. Take a walk over on the other side. You can see the oats Alluvium's got the oats in our cover crop. They've seeded that. So we've got White Lightning, I think it's White Lightning Veronica, mingled in with Crystal Blue Salvia. And we're getting there. This is going to be Carex humilis through here. And we have Carex meati scattered through for tints of blue. And then we'll walk down, we get into the shady area, Droptis marginalis. There'll be Carex Trimberg, meati, and humilis through here. We got Thylictrum dioicum, we've got Droptis marginalis, rivers of epimedium going through, and Brent Horvath's from intrinsic Geranium Huggy Bear with the copper foliage. Let's take a closer look at that. Isn't that nice? But yeah, we got nice patterns. It's a nice rhythm of plants, and the Carex going all the way, a river going through the middle with a few Carex meati, 2 here, 3 there. It's a more upright and tinted blue, changes to a light green, medium green as they mature. So there you are. We're just tidying up right now and getting ready to get back to Northwood. We finished up. We've got the sedge matrices in, rivers going through the planting, Carex humilis and Carex Trimberg and Carex meati in little pockets. So I think everything's looking good. I soaked in the sedges, most of them that I could reach. Alluvium's going to come and put tripod sprinklers up, and they're going to take on the watering, which is good. So it needs to get thoroughly soaked. If you put a planting in, you just don't water. You have to thoroughly soak the planting, like the soil, to settle around the container mix. It has to get rid of the air pockets. And then you thoroughly soak it again, and then you water based on need. And your watering person is your most conscientious person you have. They have to not rush. They can't just move along with the hose thinking about did they wish their grandma happy birthday. They've got to move thoughtfully and respect each plant's need for a good soaking, and then know when not to overwater also. So it's very important to be a good water manager. Okay, so it's looking good. And the thing we don't want this to be, we don't want this to be the best it's ever going to look. The best this garden's ever going to look is, you know, always into the future with the gardeners. So we'll see how this looks in 5 years, and hopefully we're all doing something as productive as we're doing today. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out while we put this garden in. We'll see you soon.